news and current affairs. Top stories of the day. Business, sports, music, and entertainment. Dadalhin sa inyo ng mas pinaganda, mas pinalawak, mas pinalakas. Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Pilipinas, Agoo, DZAG 97.1 FM.
Pagpalang umaga mga kabata, live mula DMMMSU, South La Union Campus, Main Library, Agoo, La Union, sabay-sabay nating tunghayan at pakinggan ang programang Hatid ay Kaalaman. Inihahandog sa inyo ng DMMMSU at 97.1 Radyo Pilipinas Agoo. Ito ang Library on Air.
At mga kaibigan, sa magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Welcome po sa isang pong edisyon ng ating programang DMMMSU Library on Air. Ngayon po ay araw po ng Biyernes. TGIF tayo ngayon, Miss Ana Nova, no? TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, but thank God every day. Ngayon po ay December 10, 2021. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Charity Jimenez Frianeza. Makakasama po ninyo sa loob po ng isang oras nating talakayan. At ang aking magiging partner po for today, walang iba kundi si Miss Ana Nova Lacuata Parocha, mula naman po sa DMMMSU Library. Good morning, Miss Ana Nova.
Ayan, isang mapagpalang umaga, Ma'am Charity, at sa lahat po ng ating mga kabasa. Welcome na naman po sa isang informative at special na episode ngayong araw. At ako pumili ang inyong makakasama, Ana Nova Lacuata Parocha, with the team library headed by Dr. Nancy Frihiliana Galba.
Ayan, special na naman ang edition natin, no? Episode natin ngayon, Miss Ana. At maganda rin po ito na mapakinggan at mapanood ng iba't ibang mga librarian sa buong bansa. Hindi lamang po dito sa Region 1, hindi lang po dito sa La Union. For sure po ay marami po tayong matututunan ngayong umaga. So para hindi na po natin patagalin, Miss Ana Nova, sino ba ang ating magiging guest ngayon? Baka pwede mo na siyang ipakilala.
Ayan, ma'am. And our guest for today showed exemplary dedication, competence, and integrity in the conduct of her profession, having served for 34 years and having rose from the ranks to chief librarian until her retirement from the National Library of the Philippines. She significantly contributed to the advancement of the profession and for her immense involvement in various professional organizations that pioneered the passage of the Republic Act No. 6966 and the 9246, otherwise known as the Philippine Librarianship Act. And her dedication and commitment as a librarian made her to continuously hone her expertise and professional competence through attendance in seminars, training and conferences here and abroad, including services rendered in the National Libraries of Nigeria, Singapore, and San Diego, California, USA to benefit the country. Furthermore, for years she has been active in various outreach projects of the PLI, including bringing books and updating library facilities in Mindanao, which earned her the PLI Cirillo B. Perez Award. With all these achievements, the Professional Regulation Commission conferred her as the Outstanding Professional Librarian of the Year Award on June 18, 2010. She is also the president of the following organizations: the Be My Friend Foundation, Korean Filipino Group, and Kaibigan Library Association of the Philippines, or the KLPI. She is also the vice president of the Book Talk Society of the Philippines. Currently, she is the Library Affair Consultant at ICCT Colleges Foundation in Cainta, Rizal, Library System Consultant of Vibal Group of Companies, and Head Librarian at the Northwestern Visayan Colleges, Calibo, Aklan. Mga kabasa, our dear viewers and listeners, we are very privileged to invite one of the most distinguished personality in our profession, Professor Fe E. Abelardo, the retired Chief Librarian of the National Library of the Philippines. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Ma'am Fe. Ma'am Fe, nakamute po kayo. Ma'am Fe, nakamute po. Nakamute po yung mic niyo. Ayan. Unmute niyo lang po. Ayan. Good morning, ma'am. Ayan.
Hindi ako masyadong aware of this, ano. So, I have to ask my apo. Kasi,
Usually, mga apo na talaga, ano, ma'am. Assistant
kasi
natin.
ask Nancy na pwedeng ano ko ng prior doon sa aking lecture kasi I don't know how to connect yung papers at saka yung mga kung anong dapat yung ihanda. So, I asked my apo yesterday. So, nagkataon naman na ano pala yung I cannot open. So, since pinadala sa messenger ni Miss Nancy.
Yeah.
So, maraming salamat sa pag-invite niyo sa akin sa grupo ng La Union University, SLU. SLU. And then, yeah. Amazed ako at saka proud dahil at least kahit na senior, na-invite pa ako sa mga ganitong organization. Okay? So, I was asked to talk on outsourcing library technical services.
Mhm.
So, it was Miss Nancy who asked me to talk on this. Hindi ko lang alam kung your university ay doing outsourcing na. Bukod pa yung you have outsourcing like yung other activities in the library. So, I was asked to talk on this. So, iaano ko lang kung anong nalalaman ko, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Kasi actually, marami rin po siguro na mga libraries ngayon na mga kulang sa budget, ganyan. So, kailangan na i-outsource yung iba't ibang mga kailangan po nila. Yan, napakahalaga po, ma'am, na So, unang-una siguro, ma'am, tanong, baka pwede po nating bigyan muna ng impormasyon ng ating mga tagapakinig. At syempre, mga nanonood po, ma'am, kasi naka-live din po tayo sa ating mga FB pages po ng DZAG Radio Pilipinas, Agoo, at ng DMMMSU-SLUC. Ano po ba in a nutshell itong outsourcing, ma'am?
Yeah, pwede pang i-move na para okay. The information's explosion during these years has become a challenge to the librarians and library and information centers. Simultaneously has been an ever increase in cost of information products, resources, and services. Outsourcing of work is a very common issue in today's production and service sectors. And the transforming nature of information technologies, intellectual and technologies, and digitization is awesome manpower, information, and communication technology infrastructures. In present and near future, context on library can be an island affair, region one, and self-centered, whether in terms of services given, resources stored, or managing the show. Resources need to be shared, could be seek cooperation from the extend help to other system. The type of services and the organizing resources are now in a changing move. In this context, outsourcing of library activities appears to be an necessary strategy, innovative strategy. Outsourcing of work is quite familiar in today's production and service sectors. Engaging outside agency in the library field is now quite common. In recent days, libraries are contracting outside agencies not only for classification and cataloging services, but also for other functions as well, including the development of automated systems, the acquisition of materials, preservation of library resources, etc. These practices were not labeled as outsourcing when first adopted, but they are common practice today. Nowadays, outsourcing is mostly used for digitization of data and especially for retroconversion process in our country. Next po. Now we have the role of libraries today. As gateways to knowledge and culture, libraries play a fundamental role, fundamental role in society. The resources and services they offer create opportunities for learning, support literacy and education, and help shape the new ideas and perspectives that are central to a creative, innovative society. They also help ensure an authentic record of knowledge created and accumulated by past generation, and without libraries, it would be difficult advance research and human knowledge or preserve the world cumulative knowledge and heritage for future generation. Next po. What is library resources and services? Library resources are those materials, both print and non-print, found in school libraries which support curricular and personal information needs. Print items include books, magazine, newspaper, pamphlets, microfiche, or microfilm. The library services facilities include circulation service, reference service, online reservation of books, recommendation of library materials, current awareness service, interlibrary loan service, photocopying, printing service, orientation and information sessions, selective dissemination of information. Okay, next. What is resource sharing in libraries? Library resource sharing is nothing but sharing of library resources with other participating libraries who need it. It is a type of library cooperation where every participating library shares their unused and sometimes their valuable library materials with other libraries. And the most frequently used shared network environment objects are files, data, multimedia, and hardware resources like printers, fax machine, and scanners. Functions are shared in common by a number of libraries, and the most positive effect. Resource sharing entails reciprocity, employing partnership in which each member has something useful to contribute to others, and in which every member is willing and able to make available when needed. And what is what is the concept of outsourcing? Outsourcing is the best business practice of hiring a partly outside company to perform service or create goods that were traditionally performed in-house by the company's own employees and staff. Outsourcing is a practice usually undertaken by companies as a cost-cutting measures. Due to the impact of modern technologies, the library environment has changed to a great extent. Consequently, the flow of work has changed, and librarians have adopted new and additional duties. In order to face the challenges in this new environment, the library authorities have updated strategic plan and changed the job priority. The information explosion during recent years has become a challenge to the librarians in the library information centers. Simultaneously, there has been an ever increase in cost of information products, resources, and services. Simultaneously, there has been an ever increase in cost of information products, resources, and services. Outsourcing of works is a very common issue in today's production and service sectors. Engaging outside agency in the library is not a new subject. Next. Uh, Now the type of professional types of outsourcing services. We have professional outsourcing, multi-sourcing, IP sourcing, process-specific source outsourcing, the business process outsourcing, manufacturing outsourcing, project outsourcing, or operational outsourcing. Next po. And what is outsourcing and its example? Some other examples of very successful business activities which are frequently outsourced include payroll, accounting services, staff training, technical support, customer support, call centers, procurements, manufacturing, supply chains, recruitment, computer programming, research and development, data entry. Okay, next. Next po. Next po.
Ayan, ma'am. Yes. Miss Ana Nova, no, nabanggit nga ni Ma'am Fair yung
Uh,
iba't ibang
I'm done with the
outsourcing and the types of mga examples ng outsourcing. Ma'am, ito po mga examples po ninyo.
and now next is what outsourcing services.
Yes,
Payroll, like yung payroll, like sa library services, saka sa data center, mga ganyan. Example yun ng ano. Training, staff training, technical support, customer support, call centers, manufacturing, supply chains, recruitment, computers programming, research and development, and data entry. Now, what is outsourcing services? So I've given the sample of services, outsourcing examples. Now, next is outsourcing services. Outsourcing services has grown exponentially over the last decade as the primary response to events that change the global business environment. As business routine struggle with the after the effect of recessions, layoff, political unrest, social and climate change, corporate strategy has shifted its resources toward ways and means to streamline cost without compromising productivity. So outsourcing has been proven to be an effective process to accomplish both cost management and revenue generation concern of business. Okay, next. And now, outsourcing benefits and cost. The business case for outstanding varies by situation, but the benefits of outsourcing often include increased efficiency, variable capacity, increased focus on strategy core comprehensive competencies, access to skill or resources, increased flexibility to meet changing business and commercial conditions, accelerated time to market, lower ongoing investment in internet infrastructure, access to innovation, intellectual property and thought leadership, possible cash influx resulting from transfer of assets to the new provider. So next, cost effective. We mentioned already that the benefit, one is lower cost. Cost cutting may not be the only reason to outsource, but it's certainly a major factor. Many businesses embrace outsourcing as a way to realize cost saving or better cost control over the outsourced function. Outsourcing converts fixed cost into variable cost, releases capital for investment elsewhere in your business, and allow you to avoid large expenditures in early stages of your business. The most important benefit is that outsourcing of work allows one to get the work done at a very low cost and in a much efficient way. There is a vast difference in the wage patterns of the Western developed countries and the developing countries. The kind of work which is done in the West for a very high price can be obtained is as much cheaper rate in the developing countries, and the difference varies to up to 60%. Offshore outsourcing allows the organization to obtain high quality services at the low operational cost. So we already mentioned the one of the benefit, increased efficiency. Companies that do everything themselves have much higher research, development, sales and marketing, and distribution expenses, all of which must be passed on to customers. Outsourcing the business function and working with an outside provider, its cost structure and economy of scale can give your firm an important competitive advantage. Next, how to, how to get the most from outsourcing. Business often think about outsourcing purely in terms of cost savings, but outsourcing can do more than just lower expenses. As your business grow, outsourcing can be a way to promote innovation, disrupt your industry, and access new skill sets that reposition your company in the market. When considering how outsourcing can help you grow, don't limit yourself to looking at the cost of hiring outside contractors versus handling a task with your current staff. Focus on the value of contractors' expertise adds to your company, whether through expanding production, marketing your company more extensively, or disrupting the way your industry does business. Outsourcing can provide an opportunity for you to innovate, grow, and rise above the competition. Next, now according to ALA Task Force, outsourcing is the contracting external companies and organizations functions that would otherwise be confirmed by library employees. Privatization is the shifting policy making and management of library service of the responsibility for the performance of core library services and they're entirely from the public to private sectors. Core services are those professional activities that define the profession of librarianship. These include collection development, organization, gathering and providing information, making the collection accessible to all the library users, providing assistance in the use of the collection, providing oversight and management of these activities. What outsourcing of library activities? There are mainly three areas where outsourcing work can be beneficial. We already mentioned a while ago cost effectiveness. To avoid the cost of investment on immediate infrastructure, outsourcing is helpful. It includes recruitment of staff with knowledge of modern technology. And then another one is outside workforce, a creation of new posts in virtually complex process. Outsourcing can be the solution here. It provides services for demand by outside talented workforce. And timely result. There are several agencies or organizations have required more expertise and ready workforce to respond anytime as when basis. There are many other reasons for outsourcing such as variable capacity of the organization, lack of in-house resources, increased flexibility to meet changing demand and commercial conditions, getting technical work such as cataloging, classification, data entry done more efficiently or effectively. Another one is tighter control of budget through predictable cost, outsourcing of library services activities can increase overall efficiency without hampering the routine works of the library. Now, areas of outsourcing in library. In the field of library, activities of outsourcing are not a new entity. In the past, typing of catalog cards, subscribing the periodicals through the subscription agency, preparation of index cards, abstract preparation, binding, interlibrary loan were managed through the outside agencies. The application of information technology in library and information centers give new ways for the outsourcing of library tasks. And at the present situation, the following services can be outsourced very easily from the different activities carried out in the library and information centers. Now next, at the present situation, the following services can be outsourced very easily from the different activities carried out in the library information centers. Acquisition, serial control, processing of library materials, circulation, collection maintenance, information services, IT-based tasks, and manpower development, and manpower administrative area, the maintenance of area. In the acquisition, getting the approval books, standing order, online order, entry and follows up, data input in worksheet, and data entry from hard, soft copy, online data capture services, etc. And for serial control, subscription to the periodical through vendors, aggregators, agency, building union catalog of periodicals, preparation of holding list, and the processing of library materials. These are the preparation of catalog cards, filing cards in sequence, OPAC development, labeling, tagging, putting plastic jackets, reclassification of documents, thesaurus development, and then for circulation, activities like barcode, RFID application, preparation of cards, membership upgradation, interlibrary loan. For the collection maintenance, organization and preservation, shelving books, reorganization of collection, replacing the documents and maintaining the proper order of the documents, stock verification, fumigation, desacidification, dusting, humidity control, microfilming, binding, and other conservation-related materials. And for the information services, electronic document delivery services, generation of bibliographies, pwede rin yung printing, bulletin, translation services, transcription services, building, spatial databases, cryptography services, query handling over telephone or help desk services, filing newspapers, pwede rin yung clippings. And for the IT-based tasks, these are the documents digitizing services, digitization of catalog services, content management system, library automation tasks, maintenance of hardware, software configuration, testing and maintenance services, open source software development, design services, website design services, website optimization services, and maintenance overall networking system. Dito sa manpower development, we have upgrading the skills in this of the staff by arranging refresher course, administrative area, paper filing, mailing services, courier agencies on contract, transport or contract, technical writing, editing, and publishing, marketing of the services. Now, sa maintenance and area building, pwede rin yung engineering tasks, building maintenance, cleaning of floors, security maintenance, smoke detectors, fire system. So it can be stated that there are so many core library functions of government or private libraries of various sizes and capacities which are often outsourced by outside people or agencies. So lahat po ng activity nito pwedeng outsource natin. And then next, yeah. So some of the reasons for outstanding were reduced original cataloging, turnaround time, improve the quality of cataloging, provide professional cataloging with more time for its public service duties, deal with accumulated backlogs, access expertise not available in-house, compensate for lack of available workspace. Interestingly, the editors suggested to their authors that they share their writing with their vendors for comments and to keep them in the loop since the vendor-library relationship is crucial to making outsourcing successful. Many aspects of outsourcing are covered, including original and copy cataloging of books, physical processing, vendor pre-processing of approval materials, book selection, cataloging of special materials as foreign language materials, audiovisual materials, and music scores, document delivery, table of contents delivery, editing of tables of contents, book reviews for electronic journals acquisition, and authority control, retrospective and ongoing. It is important to note that these successful examples had certain characteristics in common. They included in close working relationship with the vendor and constant monitoring of the vendor, particularly turnaround time and the rate of errors. Now we go to the positive aspect of outsourcing. With outsourcing, the organization can experience increased efficiency and productivity in non-core technical processes. The library activities will give more time to professional staff to concentrate on core technical and administrative processes. The organization access to professional, expert, and high quality services. It also helped the organization to save time, effort, manpower, cost of regular activity, and training cost, among others. Outsourcing can make the organization more flexible to change. By outsourcing, proper control over the library budget and the maximum of utilization of the services possible. And by outsourcing, information repackaging and generating the revenue is possible. Outsourcing provides access to a large talent pool and sustainable source of skills. Outsourcing leverages increasingly used example knowledge service provides to supplement limited in-house capacity for production and service innovation. Another one, expansion of library planning, implementation, and evaluation, which processes can be achieved through outsourcing. Is a trend of understanding, standardizing the library can be possible in IT services and outsource library support staff, discovery, career ladder within the larger outsourcing organization with more opportunities for advancement. So next, now we come to the negative aspects of outsourcing. When an organization begins outsourcing processes, they might find it difficult to manage the offshore provider when compared to managing processes within the organization. The contractor can be discontinued by the agency at any time without giving any reason or prior notice. Continuous changes in these contracting agencies may cause problems for running the management smoothly. The employees of an organization may not like the outsourcing library processes and they might express lack of interest or lack of quality at work. The employment opportunities of the library workers would be narrowed down if outsourcing takes place on a large scale. Where entire library is outsourced, there's a loss of institutional memory, familiarity with practice areas of firm culture, partners, and associates. And by outsourcing, the contractual staff are engaged for those works without the feeling of belonging to the library staff. There is always a facility bar between permanent staff and the contractual staff. Outsourcing, though cost effective, might have hidden costs such as the legal cost incurred while signing contract between companies. The authority might also have to spend a lot of time and effort in getting the contract signed, and no safeguards for intellectual property copying. Besides, this can be several disadvantages in outsourcing, such as renewing contract, misunderstanding of the contracts, lack of communication, poor quality, delayed to services, among others. Finally, e-library outsourcing their activities may not be open to the further development of its work as it becomes gradually dependent on outside agency. However, the disadvantages of outsourcing are less than the advantages of outsourcing. Now we come to the role of the library professional. In the context of library outsourcing, the library the librarians perform an important role to coordinate in the process of outsourcing. Librarians need to clarify and understand the outsourcing issues, positions, and concern, and for providing outsourcing agencies clear understanding and agreement about the meaning of terms and conditions. Informed discussions and decisions are required. For example, small libraries engage some skilled people, preferably fresh graduate, to do a particular library processing work on a short time projects basis where librarians are to coordinate or to supervise the work. In case of big libraries, there are so many types of outsourcing activities. Some small, medium libraries are also outsourcing their work. Sometimes it's project basis or sometimes contractual basis. In all the cases, librarians of permanent librarian professional have crucial role to play in this respect. Quality, quality of outsourcing service depends on the proper guidance and supervision of the librarian. Now we come to the process of outsourcing. These are the procedure area. While outsourcing any activity, the following steps are to be maintained. One, identifying objects of the library, uh, fixing of the activities tasks to be outsourced, preparing the schedule of cost-benefit analysis, prepare the proposal stating the details of activities, negotiation and clarification of the points of activity, fixing contract, finalizing the terms and condition of contract, identification of risk, acceptance of the vendors, starting the process activity, evaluation and monitoring of the outsourced task, and then the last is termination or renewed of activity or task. Now, in conclusion, outsourcing should be based on the solid cost benefit analysis and can be a key opportunity of success. The use of external human resources to enhance IT services offering is complicated by the evolution of outsourcing market. The library authorities must have the ability to meet the specific need and they have chosen to outsource for a variety of reasons. There is no overwhelming trend of libraries to embark on the social outsourcing of its technical services. Outsourcing of cataloging, mainly computerization, is common to all types of libraries. Sometimes, outsourcing as a managerial tool to be a workable solution to some management issues. And when used carefully and judicially, it has resulted in enhanced library services and improved library management. Except core library activities, there are many non-core library activities which are outsourced as supporting services in libraries. Okay, that's all I think for this morning. Um, I have another
Right.
question for those because aside from this prepared, I prepared because I'm active in outsourcing or soliciting materials for the library for the less fortunate libraries. So I think one of the I have a lot of libraries na kinulungan because I know they have lack lack of library resources. So I want to show, since I was able to source uh, books from abroad, kaya lang container use. So hindi naman pwedeng uh, ano uh, kasi ang container value 40 footers yun. This group, uh, ang nahihingi kong libro ay container 40 footers yun. And then I know your library or the SLU were able to access or uh, acquire some of these books na nahingi ko from abroad. Ito yung ating kwan. These are yung aking mga kasama, si Dr. Hidalgo, Attorney Pobre. I know you know these people. There's our professor. Yung aming association, inaano ko yung para lang at least yung itong fuse, ito yung mga ng mga schools, mga university president, ganun. I think dapat ang president ng SLU dapat maka-join dito sa organization na to. Kasi itong organization na to, ito yung nag-aano ng mga na sa mga schools. Like yung mga subject na dapat na yung updated na about sa mga courses. Mostly dito ay mga president ng schools o universities, itong aking mga kasama. Nagkataon lang na ako lang ang hindi doon sa school ay may librarian. But ako nakakapag-produce ng books for these schools na kasi yung paghingi po ng libro hindi by individual kasi it's a what you call this, itong mga books na nahihingi ko is donation. Kaya lang, you have to pay for the freight. Hindi naman pwedeng isang library makakuha ng 40,000 books. So, by yun, yung pagka nakahingi ako from custom, yun ang babayaran to the recipient. Halimbawa, I was able to ask for my friend to provide us the warehouse. Ito pong pinaglagyan ng warehouse, isang kaibigan ko na siya ang nagbayad for the freight from custom to the warehouse. Libre po ang mga libro. Libre. Kaya nga nung nalaman ko na mga kaibigan ko na friend ko, ay gusto mo bang books? Nagkakataon na halos lahat na nabigyan ako mga congressman, sa Escudero, sa Bicol, sa Sorsogon. Ito sa La Union, yung mga halos sa lahat, mga Congressman Padilla, nakapagbigay kami sa Baguio. Kasi kung yung pong pagbibigay ng books, since container, multiple copies po yun, kaya hindi pwedeng isa lang ang maka-avail ng isang container. Dapat maraming libraries ang nakakaano. Since ang hinihingi ko lang, nakakapag-sponsor ako, nakakahingi ako ng yung magbabayad ng freight from custom to So libre lahat po yung libro, makita mo, dami-dami yung. They're one of the recipient itong ating SLU, si Madam Nancy. So ito sila, marami sila nakuha. Libre po yun Wala akong hiningi. Hinihingi ko lang na, okay, bigyan mo yung tingnan mo, dami yung. Ano ho yun? Parang passion ko lang na mag-invite o yung mga kaibigan ko lahat halos may nationwide, nakarating ako ng Marawi, sa Tawi-Tawi, gano'n. Kaya na-invite ako. Pero yung mga naghihingi na dito lang sa Manila, they asked them to get the books sa warehouse. Nagkataon ito si Mr. Siya ang may-ari ng warehouse na napaglagyan ko. Before, na nasa Bibal ako, doon ko nilagay yung mga libro ko na hingi. Kaya lang, nagamit na yung building. So, nagamit na yung Bibal publication building. Yung aso. Kaya nakiusap ako doon sa friend ko na mayaman na they only have warehouse. So, naglagay kami 3 containers ang napunta doon sa warehouse na yun. So, marami akong nabigay. Hanggang sa La Union, kay Congressman Tan, kay Congressman Escudero, Congressman, yung kanila, at least container ang dala-dala nila. Ito, since they have a small van na lang, so konti lang nakuha nila. So sabi ko kay Miss Nancy, yung neighboring nila, pwede pang kumuha. And then, not only that, dahil parang passion ko na nakakapag-service ako sa, kahit wala na ako sa service, wala na ako sa National Library, I still continue my passion, my advocacy to support these libraries o mga na walang kulang ang collection. So, parang natutuwa ako na marami ako na sorry. Marami akong natutulungan. So, gusto ko ipakita sa inyo. Kaya kung inano ko kay Miss Nancy, yung mga nabigyan ko na libro na wala silang hirap, wala silang hiningin at even request, at even letter. Sabi ko, okay, just bring your vehicle and get the as many as you can, pwede nyo buhatin. So, magaganda kasi yung books. Karamihan direct from publishing house. Like McDougall, McGraw-Hill, ganyan. Tsaka meron din na yung hindi naka-box, loose na books ay parang slightly loose. Yung mga textbooks na mga high school o college na kasi sa States, sa abroad kasi, isang gamitan lang dinidispose na nila. So, some of these collections are slightly used. Pero yung mga naka-box, talagang bago lahat yan. Bago lahat, tingnan mo, ang dami. Kasi itong last na container na 3 container yon. So nakapagbigay ako na sa Mindanao. No, when I was still in National Library, yun din ang aking nakapagsolicit ako ng books donation from abroad. Hindi lang yan, pagka nasa abroad ako, nagpupunta rin ako sa mga warehouse. And then yung mga like Ranfurly and then Darien, ako nagmimili ng libro and then pinadadala ko, it's free. Yung postage. Sila mismo ang kaya natutuwa ako noon. Kasi na-invite ako sa Connecticut. Yung in-invite ako ng dating consultant namin sa National Library. For free, he was the one who shouldered everything for my airfare and everything. So, dinala niya ako doon sa mga may book donation program. So, ako mismo namili na and then inano ko sa mga yung mga kaibigan ko na nangangailangan, nung I was still in National Library. Alam mo ba, pinadala nila libre by freight, by post office, mga cartoons. So natutuwa ako, and then ngayon, nung nasa National Library pa ako, tinuloy ko pa rin yung paghihingi ng libro. Kasi yung friend ko yung in charge, yung director. So, kaya lang, kasi ang yung bayad ng freight from custom to the beneficiary kung saan building. Nung nasa Bibal, sa National Library ako, ilang beses ako nakahingi na ibigay ko sa mga public libraries nationwide. And then, nung wala na ako sa National Library, I'm still, nagbibigay pa rin ako sa kanila tuwing makakahingi ako ng container na books from US. Ang kong sa ngayon, yung Children's International Philippines. Sila nakapagbigay ng container books. But this time, during pandemic, na-stop muna yon. So, meron akong naiwan na 3 container, 40 footers yun. Ito nga yung last na naipamigay ko. na nationwide, marami. Hanggang si Michael Pinto, napabigyan ko sa Cagayan de Oro, sa Tawi-Tawi, sa Cagayan de Oro, Davao. And then, yun dito, yung pwede nilang kuhanin by transport, dito na lang pinakukuha ko sa warehouse. Pat yung halimbawa sa Baguio, dinadala namin. And then they spend for our transpo or accommodation. Doon lang ako ng ano. Doon sa Tawi-Tawi, sa Davao, Cagayan de Oro. But at the same time, not only distribution of books, we bring our nagpa-puppet show kami, puppet at storytelling para natin hindi lang distribution ng books ang ginagawa ko. I ask my staff to join me and other association na involved ako. And then, yun, we travel and we bring books, and at the same time we have yung turnover of books, and then we have storytelling, and then puppet show, and then ano pa bang ginagawa namin? Yan, distribution of books. Not only to the library, but to mga individual na bata. Halimbawa, we have children's books. Yun ang pinamimigay namin sa mga kabataan. So, parang natutuwa ako sa gano'n na pagtulong ko kahit wala na ako sa service sa National Library. So, kaya ko sinama itong aking mga nabigyan, nung outreach kami. We have reader services, and then nag-aano pa kami ng storytelling sa mga bata na pinupuntahan namin mga schools. Yan yung ibigay sa Metro Manila. Yun na pupunta kami sa Leyte, sa what do you call this? Ano na ba? Kung saan libraries kami napunta. So yun lang gusto ko i-share na kahit na ako retired o na wala na ako sa government, I still I want to continue my passion pag sa mga libraries.
Talagang all around na po, ma'am, yung mga natulungan yung libraries.
Oh, yes. Kung makikita mo lang yung listahan hanggang sa Tawi-Tawi. Tawi-Tawi, I was invited thrice na doon sa Tawi-Tawi. Saka sa Davao, sa Cotabato, halos nationwide na puntahan ko na kahit na wala na ako sa National Library, I still do this. Lalo na pagka nakakahingi ako, and then, uy, bigyan mo naman kami ng libro. O sige, okay. And then they are the one providing us the airfare and then accommodation, like in Cagayan de Oro, and then Kaya sabi ko, natutuwa ako at parang kahit na senior, I'm still active and to yun ang gusto ko i-share na kahit na retired na, I'm still active sa library.
Yes. And thank you very much po, ma'am.
Any problem to sa outsourcing? You also outsource your other activities in the library? Like yung cataloging, you have a cataloger. Kasi yan na-outsource yung mga IT, sa administration, sa kuha, sa so, in the practice, you also outsource your using library.
Diyan sa DMSU, Miss Ana Nova, nag-outsource daw kayo. Especially sa may cataloger daw ba? Miss Ana.
Yes, ma'am, meron po kami cataloger. And
Anong outsource or
dito talaga po. Parang kami na lang din po yung nagpo-provide ng service sa other libraries, ma'am. Baliktad naman po, ma'am. Kami yung nagbibigay.
talaga? And then, especially those sa library na nag-isa, di ba? na walang license or professional librarian, you can do outsource your staff, di ba? Like itong kasi hawak ko yung Bibal Foundation Library. And then may mga student assistant na nag-aano sa amin. So I asked them to arrange the collection yung by So and then they just give and then also in ICCT ganyan. Hawak ko kasi ICCT. Ngayon yung mga student assistant, bibigyan na lang namin sila ng parang monthly what do you call this? Parang kunting para sa pag-arrange nila ng So one way kasi walang librarian na talaga, you can ask your staff or other student. And then sa ibang halimbawa sa yung mga student na maraming tao, hindi kayo magpatulong lalo na sa kayo sa library. Division. Yes.
Ma'am Fe, kasi marami rin po tayong mga
Tapos
librarians.
yung classification, yung pag-arrange ng libro,
Ayan.
Hello, ma'am.
Ayan, bumalik na si ma'am. Well, kasi kanina naghang lang ng konti, ma'am. Anyway, ma'am, baka pwede isa pang tanong kasi meron po syempre mga nagtatanong din mga librarians. Paano daw po ba ang mga tips ninyo or strategies para maka-outsource din po sila sa ibang mga agencies? Any tips, ma'am? Especially po na meron pong pandemya ngayon.
Like yung para sa library sa library or kasi
Yes
kung
po, ma'am, sa library.
You have few staffs to do the work. Like sa amin kasi sa publishing, wala kasing magagawa na index. So nag-outsource kami. Mahanap kami ng Tapos yung iba kapares nung wala, unlike before na nung before pandemic marami akong tao. Ngayong pandemic na slash o na retrench na yung iba kasi sarado eh. Ngayon, para naghingi na lang ako ng ibang division na to do the work to help us, my staff. Kasi ako senior na hanggang work from home na lang ako ngayon this time. So, isa na lang naiiwan sa library. Kaya yung halimbawa gagawin halimbawa scanning, saka yung printing, wala sila, kami meron. So yun, na-outsource nila yung yung pati yung gagawa, naghihiram kami para sa ibang division, para sa amin, para gagawin yung printing o yung pag-scan ng mga materials na kailangan ng mga authors. So yun. Kapares nung sa consortium, I mentioned about book sharing, di ba? Resource sharing. Ngayon, marami kayong magkakasamang college. What if, kung halimbawa ka-network mo at hindi available sa iyo at may available sa kanilang library yung kailangan mo, makipag-network ka. Lalo na pagkakaibigan mo, pwede ka manghiram lang, di ba? Same with ako ngayon ganon, galing ako sa National Library. Minsan yung library ko ngayon, kailangan ng ganon. Tatawagan ko lang, papadala nila. So pagkakakilala mo, hindi na kailangan pang mga chichiburichi ba, basta papadala na lang through email o yung sa online. So ganon din ang pwede nyo gawin. Kung hindi available yung material sa inyong library at available sa ibang library, sa school library, pwede kayo maghingi na lang. Nasira ang printer nyo. Wala kayong printer. Kung kaibigan mo yung pwede kang mag-outsource nung. So ganyan lang parang working. Kaya dapat kapag sa Manila may consortium.
Oo.
Buti na lang din dito ma'am sa Region 1 is meron kaming LibCorp
Ganon.
together with the libraries of the Region 1 ma'am.
So, may consortium din yan. So, pwede kayong halimbawa, kailangan mo at hindi available sa ibang library. Then, you line na lang. Diba? Lalo na halimbawa, may mga documents, diba? Na alam mong available sa ibang school. Pwede ka na tumawag and then scan na lang nila and then padala. So, ganun lang naman. Lalo na pagkakaibigan mo, walang problema. Pwede dito, pwede nang pahirama. Kaya lang, babalik mo. Pagka hindi mo servisan, diba? Yung bayad. Oo. Bago mo ilabas. Pero kung kaibigan mo, pwede na lang. Kaya lang, promise na ibalik mo agad. So, yun lang. Sourcing or networking, resource sharing, at saka itong outsourcing, outsource mo yung kung wala kayong gardener, pwede mo ipaano yung ano ng library, paklinis mo, cleaning, di ba? At siyempre, kung nag-iisa ka sa library, alam nga naman ikaw pa magmamap-map. So, i-outsource mo yung, yun lang naman, kailangan talaga makipag-network ka rin sa mga neighboring libraries.
So yan, thank you very much po ma'am kay Abelardo for that very comprehensive discussion at na-discuss nga po ninyo ma'am na ano nga ba ang outsourcing, ang role po nito sa ating library at ang iba't ibang resources ng ating library na pwede po lang i-outsource natin at na-discuss din po ni ma'am kung ano ang nangyayari sa outsourcing at madami pa talagang benefits ito. At akala natin ang collections lang po ang pwede nating i-outsource, pwede din po pala ang human resource, mga catalogers, ang services po natin at may bonus pa ang group nila ma'am na nagbibigay po ng mga books sa iba't ibang libraries. At ma'am, kulang na po yung ating oras, baka makahingi na lang po kami ng inyong mensahe ma'am.
Okay. Gusto ko lang magpasalamat at least kahit na I was given a chance to share my advocacy sa inyo dyan sa La Union, sa Pangasinan. Is it Pangasinan, La Union, di ba? Another, are you ka network ang Pangasinan? Hindi. Okay. So, at nagpapasalamat ako, at least I was given a chance to share my advocacy, my passion sa library. At sabi ko nga, kahit na wala na ako sa National Library, can still parang serviceable pa rin. I'm still willing to serve, willing to share my knowledge. So yun po. Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much po ma'am sa oras po na binigay niyo po sa amin. Pero bago po namin kayo itong bitawan, meron po munang i-award na certificate po ang DMMMSU Library. So, ang magbabasa po ng inyong certificate walang iba po kundi si Dr. Nancy Galban. And Dr. Nancy. Yan, antay na, ayan na si ma'am. Okay.
Dito ka nakabaksin ko yun.
Ay.
Hello po, Ma'am Per.
Yes, thank you for inviting me.
Oo, narinig ko. Kasi talagang pinanood kita habang nag-present ka. Talaga namang present na yun. Prepared si Ma'am Per.
Hindi. Ano lang kasi sabi ko, I'm still work from home ako, kaya...
Okay, Ma'am. We are thankful sa, ano lang namin sa inyo yung certificate mo, Ma'am, ha? at sana marami ka pang matutulungan because of this. Dahil alam naman natin na katulad namin mga libraries, not only in the HUCs or HAIs but also in the public as well as school libraries. Ito yung kailangan talaga namin dahil all resources cannot be provided or cannot be funded by our administrator. So yung outsourcing na ito, napakalaki ng tulong dahil nga we also experience na mabigyan din talagang they're also related sa aming mga programs or offering in the different colleges ng mga HAIs. And ito po ay talagang napakaganda pa niya, especially yung mga books for children that can be used in elementary and high school as well. So, ma'am, I just want to read the text. Don Mariano Marcos Memorial State University Integrated Library System presents this certificate of appreciation to Professor Fe Abelardo, a retired Chief Librarian of the National Library of the Philippines, for sharing her invaluable knowledge and expertise on the topic outsourcing of library resources. During the DMSU Library on Air program at South La Union Campus, Agoo, La Union, given this 10th day of December 2021. Signed, Honorable Jaime E. Manuel Jr., our University President. Ma'am, congratulations po, ma'am, ha.
Okay, thank you for inviting me. Ngayon, is there other,
Picture muna tayo, ma'am.
ha?
Picture muna tayo. For documentation.
Okay, Miss Ana Nova. Siguro magko-closing muna tayo.
Ay, oo nga pala.
Mag-closing muna po tayo and then ang ating photo ops.
Teka, meron pa ako i-share. Sino yung mga ka-join nyo dyan ngayon ay magbibigay pa ako ng e-books for those schools in your okay pa sa inyo? I'll give a copy of the e-books.
Ma'am, magbibigay daw po sila ng e-book. Siguro ma'am, very, very welcome. Gusto yata ng ng DMSU Library. No, Miss Ana Nova?
Yes, ma'am.
Oo. Send ko na pati maritime. Sino ba yung nagpunta sa akin ng maritime? Marami yun. Ako, just 100 titles yun natin. You can print. Yes.
Thank you in advance po, ma'am.
Anong schools, ang offer ng courses sa LMSU?
Marami yata silang programs
Ma'am,
dito,
baka
ma'am.
i-send na lang din po namin yung mga programs po namin, ma'am.
Kompleto yun. All categories na doon.
They will send through email.
Yes. Nag-send ako kay Ms. Dr. Nancy. Pero kung sino pang meron dyan, pwede pa ako i-share. Just give me your, what do you call this, email.
Yes, ma'am.
I-send ko sa inyo. Lahat ng nag-join, i-send ko. Marami yon lahat ng from religion, philosophy, up to history, literature, and everything. Education, maritime, criminology. So lahat yon, lahat ng subjects nandun. Pati yung, nagbibigay pa din ako ng reviewer ng let.
Napaka-generous talaga ni ma'am.
Send ko kasi,
mapalad tayo.
Ang na makatulong. Yun lang, kahit na retired ako, I still want to share my whatever I have.
Yeah. Thank you very much po, ma'am.
Just send me your email and sisend ko na lang sa through individual email ad.
Ay, sige po, ma'am. And thank you po again, Professor Fe Abelardo. At ito po,
more correction, I'm not a professor. I'm a teacher of biology, but I'm not a professor. I'm a registered librarian.
Yeah.
Sa po ay...
Kaya sabi ko, alisin mo yung professor, I'm not a professor. Okay lang ako din nalagay. Okay.
At yan po, sa puntong ito, kami po ay pansamantalang magpapaalam po muna. At ako po muli ang inyong kabasa, Ana Nova Lacmata Parocha with the Team Library, headed by Dr. Nancy Filiana Galban. In behalf, we would like to acknowledge our University President, Dr. Jaime Ipac Manuel Jr., our Chancellor, Dr. Joanne C. Rivera, and our Director of the Library Services and Development, Dr. Sonia S. Isip. Isang mapagpalang umaga po sa ating lahat.
At sa lahat din po ng bumubuo ng DZAG, Radyo Pilipinas, Agoo, headed by Station Manager Ms. Maricel Fronda. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Charity Jimenez Frianeza. Nag-iwan na po ng isang magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. God bless everyone. Stay safe and stay healthy. Happy weekend.
Yeah, hello. Hi.
Picture muna tayo, ma'am.
Hindi kita si Miss Kathy. Ayan, si Miss Kathy.
Inyong napakinggan, usapang kaalaman mula sa Silid-Aklatan, Don Mariano Marcos Memorial State University, South
Nagkano
Lamanyan,
na sila?
SLUC Library, the storehouse of knowledge, library on air. Muli niyo kaming samahan sa susunod na Webes at Biyernes, alas 10 hanggang alas 11 ng umaga para sa panibagong kaalaman. Dito lang sa 97.1 DZAG Radyo Pilipinas, Agoo.
Okay.
Hi. Hey,
Thank you po.
okay.
God bless po.
Send me your email ad. What's
Yes,
up
ma'am.
with yung mga email, ay e-books.
Sige, ma'am. Sige, ma'am. God bless po.